Let's finalize on what you are looking for topic 1. There's a question I left to you. That is to identify the skills at each level of the management. Uliweza kuidentify? So maybe before we look at that, because that question, it was coming from the qualities of effective manager. So we can have that, qualities of effective managers. Qualities of effective managers. So what are the qualities? When we have been asked the qualities, sometimes they ask the traits of a quality of an effective leader. So, or a manager. So manager are put needs enhance of the quality. So don't need even those a lot of literature. So the first quality is honest. The first quality is honest. So as a leader, you must be what? Speaking the truth. Also, there must be a trust. There must be trust. So you must portray trust. Also, fairness. 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 Number 4. That it should be focused. Focus. 5. Good risk taker, even though in your directors or the shareholders, that you can have good risk taker. So these are 5 which are enough the qualities of a good leader. So we have now those are the questions which was asking for manager or the skills which each and every manager should portray in each level of management. So that's now, so we can have that subtopic, the managerial skills. Managerial skills.
Yes, nishaandika.
So we can have managerial skills. So when it comes to the managerial skills, you have to remember the level of what? The level of management. Top, middle,
And lower.
no? So we must have technical skills. So technical skills basically should fall under what? The middle and the lower. The lower. We have technical skills. So you can't explain and say, this is an ability that transforms operation and production knowledge into performance of producing goods and rendering service. Service. Yes?
Repeat. Pardon. Ability to?
This is ability. This is ability that transform. This is ability that transform operation or production knowledge into performance of producing goods and rendering service Put a full stop and say it is highly applicable at the lower level management. It is highly applicable at the lower level management. It is highly applicable at the lower level management. And then the second skill is conceptual skills. So to conceptualize inamaanisha nini?
To visualize.
or to internalize something.
Yeah.
Yes, so you can define and say this refer to an ability to understand. This refer to ability to understand the relationship of parts, the relationship of parts, the relationship of parts to the whole system, to the whole system, to the whole system. Yes, I've said this refer to an ability to understand the relationship. This refer to ability to understand the relationship of parts to the whole system, the whole system. So put a full stop. It is applicable in which level of management?
Sit middle.
Yes, so say it is applicable at the top level management. It is applicable at the top level management. Because we have been told you try to understand the relationship and the whole system. So you not, so as the top, because you are the shareholder, you are the chairman, you must understand the whole system, the old system. And then we have diagnostic skills. Another skills is diagnostic skills. So diagnose is to what? Is to analyze, right? Or to find out something. Yes, maybe if it is a problem. So you are finding out the problem and the solution of that problem. So you say, this is ability to test. This is the ability to test. This is the ability to test or measure the performance of employees and machines and then put a full stop and say it is highly applicable. It is highly applicable at the middle level management. It is highly applicable at the middle level management due to measure of performance. And then we have the human resource skills. Number 3, human resource skills. Human resource skills. So you explain this is, say, this is the ability of a manager. This is the ability of a manager to relate with others very well, to relate with others well, in an organization. This is ability of manager to relate with others well in an organization. So that one is applicable in the middle also, right?
Yes.
And then we have the second last, the leadership skills. Leadership skills. So what did we say about leadership? What is a leadership?
Leadership.
Yes.
It's to get things done through others.
Yes, it's to get things, we say ability to have what? Or to influence others to perform something toward achieving the organizational goal. So say this is an ability to direct. This is an ability to direct and motivate employees. This is ability to direct and motivate employees to perform their duties. So I think that is enough. There is another one which is political, but maybe we don't know. Maybe examiner now will list, explain or differentiate between a leadership skills and political skills, right?
Yes.
So we can write that one also, political skill. Number 6, political
Yes.
skills. So when you talk of political skills, you say this refer to an ability. This refer to an ability to use power, without fear of losing, without fear of losing, without fear of losing, of losing it, without fear of losing it, so as to influence, another group, so as to influence another group through own group, through own group, through own group, own group. So I think that now can make the end of that first topic. Then now come to this the second topic, which is an interesting one. That is evolution and development of management thought. Hiyo ni kitabu unafungua ama ni movement?
Ni exercise book unaandikia notes. Ni exercise book unaandikia notes.
So the management, the evolution and development of management thought. So this question is normally being tested. This question is normally being tested. So this question, we can list down the reference questions. Can list down the reference questions. May 2018. May 2018. May 2018, question 1. May 2018, question 1A. 2A, 3A, and 3B. And also 4C. Meandika hizo?
Yes, May 2018, question 1, 2A, 2B, and 4C.
1A, 2A, 3A, 3B, and 4C. We have May 2016, May 2016, May 2016, 3A and B, 3A and B. And then September 2015, September 2015, question 1A, September 2015, question 1A. November 2014, question 1A, 2C. May 2014, May 2014, 2A, 3A. November 2013, 1B, 1B. November 2012, 4A, 4B. May 2015, May 20, May 20, that May 2012, 3B, and then November 2011, 5A and 5B. And that those reference questions, they are in past paper of the principle of
management.
Yes, remember these SGE, it was like they take that principles of management. This is like a principles of management. Earlier on, under the strategic leadership and management, this evolution theory was not there. So purely this one is under the principles of management. Yes. So if you download that principles of management past paper, it is ATD question. You will find those questions. So we can define what is a thought. What is a thought? So we have to remind ourselves what is thought. What is thought? So when you say thought, we are talking about it refers to what? Development of ideas. Development of ideas. Development of ideas. Development of ideas. So thought is as a development of ideas. And then so in this evolution and development, we have 8 major approaches in management. So kuna 8 approaches yenye tutakuwa tunatumia, that is the 8 approaches, major approaches in what? In management. So we can list them. The first one is early perspective. Number 2, we have industrial revolution. Industrial revolution. Then number 3, we have preclassical approach. Preclassical approach. And then number 4, kuna classical approach. Number 5, human relations and behavioral approach. Human relations and behavioral approach. Number 6, system approach. System approach. And then number 7, we have contingent approach. And last one, number 8, is other approaches. So let's discuss each and every approach. Early perspective. Let's define what is early perspective. So the examiner normally they don't even ask you to define, right? They normally give you to or to list the characteristic or the features of each and every approach. So when we say early perspective, we are referring to the early time activities. These are early time activities that shows the existence of management, practice and principles So these are early time what? The early time management. So ile time ya 1500 AD, 1600 AD, So these are early perspective or early time of management, early time of management. So tuangalia mambo na 200 AD to 1650 AD. So AD inamaanisha nini ama BC?
AD, after death of Christ. BC, before Christ.
After death of what?
Christ.
Which is I'm now learning. And then BC?
BC, before Christ.
Oh, because I'm seeing 500 BC saying Sumerian established written record for both government and commercial use. So hizi ni mambo za Bible, ndio?
Yeah, BC is before Christ came.
So ukiulizwa kwa exam, ukumbuke tu early time na at least una mention this AD and BC. And then now we have the industrial revolution. Revolution. So when we talk of industrial revolution, these are the modern what? The modern way of doing manufacturing, right? So remember before we were using the cotton ama cottage industries, you know? So early before we were using the cottage industry. Ile ilikuwa ina ama huko amukuiona ile like posho mill zile zilikuwa unatumia ni kitu ya kuvuta
kuzungusha.
ile ya kuzungusha ama unatumia nini
ama unatumia mawe.
So those ilikuwa cottage industry, but now when this industrial revolution came, then they introduced the modern business, the modern way of doing business, So if someone asks you to define what is a industrial revolution, you say the mode of business change for cottage industry. The mode of business change from the cottage industry. In Prague tumeambiwa a production limited to family and living quarters. That's why ulikuwa unapata ile grinding stone ilikuwa unataka ni ya family fulani tu, si ndio?
Yeah.
Ukitaka unaenda unaomba. So it was limited. So now when this revolution ilikuja ikakuwa expanded from the family to the factory setting, close the bracket and say to the factory setting or mass production. And then we have two persons here who involved in this industrial revolution. Adam Smith. Because you might be asked to explain to the advocates of Adam Smith. So Adam Smith was the one introducing division of labor. So he was the one introducing a division of labor. And also specialization. And also the specialization. And then we have another one called early. So this one now introduce the idea of assembling. We introduce idea of assembling and mass production. We introduce idea of assembling and mass production of automobiles. So the main thing to look at industrial revolution is the characteristic of the industrial revolution. I think we list easy.
Yeah.
So when we talk of characteristic of industrial revolution, number one, we talk of what? Specialization, because we have seen Adam Smith was the one introducing division of labor, and Specialization. Number two is standardization. Standardization. And then there is number three is given to a synchronize. That name. Synchronization. And then number four, the characteristic is concentration. Concentration. And then number five is maximization. At number six, we have centralization of authorities. Centralization of authorities. So ukishali hizi characteristic utashindwa kuexplain. Hatuwezi shindwa kuexplain. We talk of specialization is that if you have division of labor, it means you are dividing your labor according to their what? Skills and expertise, right?
Yes.
So that's why inapata specialization inakuja. Huwezi kuwa in finance department na unafanya in a production or a factory. No. So that's why there was a specialization. So if you can't explain that one, you can say like a small island and say, this is division of labor or work into its element. This is division of labor or work into its element, And then we have the standardization. The standardization is standardization is to what? So if you are doing a production, like for example, this thing, you can't produce this thing with different shape, and then tomorrow you start producing another one with different shape, with different quality, and they are the same product with the company, right? So if you are producing certain good or service, then there should be what? A standardization. There should be identity that this product is coming from this company because of what? That identical, right? So for standardization is that you must, your product should be identical. Your product should be identical, even if it is in mass production. Even if it is in mass production, then it should be what? Identical. Then we have synchronization. It is refer to what? The coordination. So this simply refer to coordination. This refer to coordination. This refer to coordination. If you look at the last sitting past paper, is that there was those two partners, Peter and someone, and then they find that they were, is it the question one? Yes, it is the question one. So they were importing the parts from India, then they come to assemble in Africa. So you find that there was no what? Synchronization, because synchronization is what? This is a thought which tried to what? To assemble or to have a complete part. If you are doing kama una manufacture cars, then hatutakuwa na there is a production or there is assembling here and then kuna finishing huko, so lazima zote ikuwe in one place for easy assembling and processing. So basically, this one is what? For getting and what? Assembling. So utakuwa una import spare part and then unafanya hapa assembling, hapana. So you manufacture spare part and you do assembling so that you can have a complete product. And then we have concentration. Concentration is this ukiangalia definition nasema this concentration of people near the factory location, and this brought about urban centers and creation of towns. So so ukiangalia concentration, we are talking of what? If you find where there is a lot of factories, the factories in town, right? So, but they were trying to do a concentration because of what? So that they can have a supply of what? Labor. Because if you don't have a concentration, if you don't have a concentration in one place and you are doing a production or any business, then you will lack labor supply. Also, the resources will be scattered. So you must have at least a centralized thing so that you can combine all the resources. Remember, resource in business to say, if you have been asked about the resource, we talk of what? The human resource. We have finance resource. Na resource gani tena? Bado tuko pamoja ama usingizi umekuja?
Iko finance ama
Yes, so tumesema we have finance resource and the human resource and also the capital resource.
the capital resource.
The capital resource. So this concentration was trying to mobilize these resources. And then we have now maximization. So when you are in business, what is your main aim? Is to get
profits
is to get
and reduce costs.
Yes. So this thought was introduced for the purpose of what? Maximization of returns. Maximization of return or the profit. So this refers to principles of maximizing the returns through enhanced efficiency in production and utilization of capital, time, and human resource in investment. So if you can't utilize these resources very well, yes?
Repeat that definition refers to?
This refers to principle of maximizing the returns through enhanced efficiency in production and utilization of capital time and human resource in investment And then we have centralization of authority. So when we talk of centralization of authority, is that the authority also should be at least coming in a specific level of management. Kama inatoka top, ikuwe inatoka top. So this refers to a principle. That require management to make most of decision and control the operation of the organization So that's the end of that industrial revolution. And then we have preclassical approach. Morning time inakimbia sana. But tulipoteza 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
So we have preclassical approach. So pre meant before, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So this approach was originated before. Classical. So it was what? It was originated before classical classical approach, before classical approach. So what was the main characteristic, or what was the objective of this pre-classical? So the main objective of this approach is to what? Is to enhance efficiency, and effectiveness, through standards operations. So tumeshasema about the standard operation. The said standard operation is that you must produce something which is so identical to the other product. So this approach, it was to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness. And then, so what are the contribution of this pre-classical approach in this management thought? So the contribution of this pre-classical, also this pre-classical, because if it is about efficiency and effectiveness, then division of labor also should be in, right?
Yes.
So the first contribution, you talk about what? Division of labor. Then the second contribution is a decision was we have the accurate knowledge, right? So like accurate knowledge, or the accurate knowledge, because you will not achieve the standard operation. If you don't have the accurate knowledge, right? If you maybe you fire employee, una hire, then tutapata your standards, your goods haitakuwa of standard, because what? There is a fluctuation of